Good evening. A Middle Tennessee prosecutor says if gay people in his district end up being victims of domestic violence, don't expect him to use the state's domestic violence laws to protect them.
And as for Muslims, he says they don't have any constitutional rights. And now Coffee County DA Craig Northcutt says could play a key role in the ongoing Capitol Hill controversy, of course, first uncovered by News Channel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams. Phil.
Well, guys, Craig Northcutt has faced intense scrutiny from activists ever since he was named special prosecutor to review whether House Speaker Glenn Cassidy's office tried to set up an African-American protester. Now a new video is raising even more questions about the DA's attitude toward those who do not share his religious beliefs.
So I had to do something.
For the past 5 years, Craig Northcutt has served as the DA for Coffee County, a county whose population more than doubles every summer when tens of thousands of music fans from around the country descend upon Bonnaroo.
That y'all are obviously intelligent and discerning people. I am, in fact, an idiot.
That was how Northcutt introduced himself at a Bible conference last year, a conference where the prosecutor told attendees he believes the Bible calls public officials to be ministers of the gospel.
So these social engineers on the Supreme Court decided that we now have homosexual marriage. I disagree with them. What do I do with domestic assaults?
Tennessee lawmakers have provided for enhanced punishment for domestic violence offenders, including the ability to take firearms from a dangerous offender who's convicted. But Northcutt says in his district, gay couples do not get that kind of help.
Was the reason that there's enhanced punishment on a domestic violence is to recognize and protect the sanctity of marriage. And I said there's no marriage to protect. So I don't prosecute them as domestics.
He sounds like a crackpot when he says that, frankly.
Chris Sanders with the Tennessee Equality Project notes that contrary to what Northcutt argues, Tennessee domestic violence laws have nothing to do with marriage. They protect both the married and the unmarried, regardless of orientation.
When it happens, victims, survivors rely on those charged with enforcement of the law to protect them. And in this case, it looks like we have a district attorney who is willfully ignoring the marital status, the relationships of members in our community, and not protecting them fully.
Northcutt has an overall problem of applying his religious views to others.
Robert McCall with the Council on American Islamic Relations says his group recently filed a complaint against Northcutt after it was discovered that in response to a Facebook post asking if it's acceptable to stereotype an entire group, the DA wrote that all Muslims are evil because they profess a commitment to an evil belief system. He argued it's blasphemy to claim Muslims worship the same God he does. There are no constitutional rights, the prosecutor said. If you don't believe in the one true God, there is nothing to protect.
We believe that no Muslim under Northcutt would receive fair treatment in the legal system. Can you imagine a Muslim who is relying on Northcutt to uphold their rights, or someone who he's prosecuting against? They'd never have a fair shake.
Northcutt also took aim 2 years ago at NFL players taking a knee during the national anthem, calling it an attack on Christianity.
He is the one who's being the social engineer, picking and choosing which parts of the law he will enforce, and it appears he thinks he's acting as God's instrument in this case.
Now, we reached out to General Northcutt, but he never responded as to what should happen. Both the Tennessee Equality Project and the Council on American Islamic Relations say one way or another he needs to be removed from office. Carrie?